أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم صلى الله تعالى على حبيبه محمد وآله وسلم. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our segment on Surah Yunus. Inshallah, today we will cover the 6th Ruku of Surah Yunus, verses 54 to 60. May Allah grant us the ability to understand the true meanings of the Quran by the grace of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ameen. With this dua, let's begin the 6th Ruku of Surah Yunus. Verse 54. وَلَوْ أَنَّ لِكُلِّ نَفْسٍ ظَلَمَتْ مَا فِي الْأَرْضِ لَافْتَدَتْ بِهِ وَأَسَرٌ نَدَامَةً لَمَّا رَأَوُا الْعَذَابَ وَقُضِيَ بَيْنَهُمْ بِالْقِسْطِ وَهُمْ لَا يُظْلَمُونَ. And if every nafs that wronged had everything on earth, it would seek to ransom with it, and they will confide regret when they see the punishment, and they will be judged in justice, and they will not be wronged. In times of difficulty or crisis, we may go to great lengths to regain our health or wealth, such as resorting to selling what we own, material or non-material, to get out of such a situation. However, it is important to realize that the divine laws are always just and fair. Everything gets balanced and no one is wronged, which means you reap what you sow. Let's go on to verses 55 and 56. أَلَا إِنَّ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَلَا إِنَّ وَعْدَ اللَّهِ حَقٌّ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. Unquestionably, to Allah belongs whatever is in the skies and the earth. Unquestionably, the promise of Allah is real, but most of them do not know. Huwa yuhyi wa yumitu wa ilayhi turja'un. He gives life and causes death, and to Him you will be returned. This verse states Allah's promise is real, which means that the divine laws are real, so we should be aware and mindful of them. Most people fall short because they are unaware of this reality. Allah is the one who gives life and causes death to happen. A person can also become alive by being enlightened through knowledge, while being ignorant is like being dead because they are void of it. We are being reminded here that we will be returned to Allah when this life ends. So why not try to be enlightened with the truth while we are given the opportunity, instead of choosing to walk around like dead bodies? Let's go on to verse 57. Ya ayyuhan nasu qad ja'atkum maw'izatun min rabbikum wa shifa'un lima fis suduri wa hudan wa rahmatul lil mu'minin. O mankind, there has come to you instruction from your Lord and healing for what is in the chests, and guidance and mercy for the believers. The Quran offers comprehensive guidance for healing and addressing not only physical ailments, but also emotional wounds that we may carry. It serves as a source of mercy and direction for the believers. And as mentioned in the previous verse, it gives us life through the light of its guidance. We must ask ourselves, have we truly dedicated ourselves to studying and reflecting on the lessons shared in the Quran? Let's go on to verse 58. قُلْ بِفَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَبِرَحْمَتِهِ فَبِذَلِكَ فَلْيَفْرَحُوا هُوَ خَيْرٌ مِمَّا يَجْمَعُونَ. Say, in the bounty of Allah and in His mercy, in that let them rejoice. It is better than what they accumulate. Accumulating the favor from Allah through His mercy by following in the footsteps of His messenger, the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is far more valuable than anything else we might accumulate in wealth. Let's go on to verse 59. قُلْ أَرَأَيْتُمْ مَا أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ مِنْ رِزْقٍ فَجَعَلْتُمْ مِنْهُ حَرَامًا وَحَلَالًا قل أَلَّهُ أَزِنَ لَكُمْ أَمْ عَلَى اللَّهِ تَفْتَرُونَ. Say, have you seen what has been sent down by Allah for you of provision, of which you have made lawful and unlawful? Say, has Allah permitted you, or do you invent about Allah? In this verse, we see the word rizqun, which comes from the word rizq, which means provision. Allah gives us provision in many ways, including our abilities and all the resources available to us. And this is known as rizq, which is not just limited to food or money. It encompasses our family, our friends, our occupations, the time that we have, and all aspects of our lives. He has also made it clear what we should or should not do with our rizq, but we choose to ignore that and use it in our own way, instead of in the way of Allah. And then we blame Allah when things go wrong. Let's go on to verse 60. وَمَا ظَنُّ الَّذِينَ يَفْتَرُونَ عَلَى اللَّهِ الْكَذِبَ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَذُو فَضْلٍ عَلَى النَّاسِ وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَهُمْ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ. And what will be the assumption of those who invent falsehood about Allah in the duration of their stay? Indeed, Allah is the possessor of bounty for mankind, but most of them are not grateful. We are reminded again in this verse not to keep inventing lies about Allah and not accepting our own faults. This is because we will be answerable for those lies during our stay, known as Yawm al-Qiyamah. Allah is a bountiful, but most are not grateful. Instead, they have adopted a mindset that all the challenges and calamities that hit them are from Allah and not due to some wrongdoing of their own. This concludes our segment on Ruku 6 of Surah Yunus. Let's briefly go over what we discussed. We are constantly reminded to not invent lies towards Allah, a widespread concept that Allah has wronged us or wronged me, which negates Allah's law that He does not wrong us, but we wrong our own selves. Allah has given us the instructions in the Quran from which we can get the guidance and heal ourselves spiritually and physically. Instead of accumulating Allah's wrath, we should focus on accumulating Allah's bounty through His mercy, which is far more valuable than anything else we may accumulate in wealth. Allah has made provisions for our well-being and survival with many resources, including our skills and abilities. Allah is bountiful, but we are the ones who are ungrateful. May Allah grant us the ability to understand the Holy Quran and its true meanings in light of the life and guidance of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ameen. Thank you for joining us for this segment. Until next time. Sadaqallahul Aliyyul Azim. Allah speaks the truth, the exalted, the great. Sallallahu ta'ala ala habibihi Muhammadin wa alihi wasallam.